Hi everyone, there is this weird Webflow limitation where it allows you only to list 5 multi-reference items within one CMS collection. This is also called nested CMS collection because you're placing another CMS collection inside the current CMS collection. So there is parent collection and child collection. In this example, I have an Apartments CMS collection and each apartment has its features. And usually it's more than 5 features. I would like to display all features right here, but Webflow limits me to only 5. And not only that, even if you have a multi-image field, that one is considered as another CMS collection, which would be obviously nested. In this example, I have this prominent apartment that I want to present better than others, and I would like to show all the images of the apartment, but Webflow limits me only to 5. This is so frustrating, so we are going to solve it now. Okay, first let's see who is troublemaker. So you need to log into your Webflow account. Let's go to our website. This is my demo test website where I'm going to show you everything. Here we are. Don't mind design because the purpose is just to show you the functionality. This is not beautiful at all. So let's see here. So here, as you can see, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 these tags. Let's say tags. These are apartment features. So if we check here in the body, we have collection list, which is all of these. So these are all apartments. Then inside of it, we have image, heading, then we have address, then we have square meter, so the area, the size of the apartment, then we have price, and at the bottom we have another collection, which is nested collection. Let's say child connection. This is child connection, this is parent collection. So here what I listed are apartment features. So if we check, these are features. If we go to CMS, we have apartments, so we have 10 of apartments. Then if we open this one, then this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 features. And this is multi-reference field, which is pulling out from this CMS apartment features. So these are actually listed out here. So this, let's remember this one, family friendly home with playground. How much did we say? 7, 8, something like that. If we go back, here is family friendly home with playground, and here we have listed only 5, and we didn't put any limit here. It's just the Webflow limit. It just lists 5. I don't know why is that an issue to list everything if I want to list everything. Okay, so let's click here and let's go to settings. Here you see I didn't limit it, so I can add 3, then it will be limited to 3. But if I remove it, there shouldn't be a limit. If I uncheck this, if I check it again, you see it says nested collection list may only display up to 5 items. Okay, I might be able to understand why, because nesting and loading a lot of items in one page could exponentially fill up servers and create some type of pressure to servers, and that could be an issue. So let's not limit anything here. So we have only 5 of these. So this is the thing that we are going to overcome. Now let's go to the other page. So here we have special apartment page, and here we have limited just one. We want one apartment to show here. Let's say this is the special one that we have chosen to be here. And if you can see, the name is affordable rental in good location, and we have 5 images displayed here. But this apartment has like 10 images or something like that, and they're not visible. If we click here, we go to collection list, we go to item, and here we have nested collection. But actually this nested collection is images, and that's the field that we have in our collection. And here we have image, and then it's 5 listed. If we go to here, you see we don't have images collection. So we go to apartments, affordable rental, good location. See, images is the field, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, around 9, 10, something like that. And here are displayed only 5, because Webflow treats multi-image field as another collection, and it should be always nested collection. But this is a significant issue for me. I want to display all images, not only 5. That's stupid. But let's solve it. So we go here, Webflow, then site settings, and then we go to apps and integrations. Scroll all the way down, and here you will see API access. So we are going to generate API token. And here it's important to choose access. We need site access, read only, and we also need CMS. read only. We need sites because we need to get ID of this specific site. That's why we select this one, and it's obvious why we select CMS. Let's give it a name. API token CMS, you can name it whatever you want. Let's generate token. Let's copy this one. So when we click here, this is going to be hidden forever. You wouldn't be able to see it. So make sure you copy that and save it somewhere. Now you need to download a software that is called Postman. Just type in Postman download, go here, download it for Windows or macOS, whatever you have. After it's installed, let's run it. So here it is, you don't need to create account, you can go without account. We click new here and then go HTTP. Now we need to enter the API endpoint and how we are going to find that one. Let's go back to Google. Type in Webflow API, click the first link. So it's developers.webflow.com. Let's go docs and then APIs. Okay, first thing we need is the site ID. So we need to identify which site we are going to use. So here you can see list sites. You just need to copy this part here. So let's copy this one. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can better see. So it's this one. Let's copy this one. Let's go back to Postman. Okay, here put the URL. Let's click headers here. For the key, type in authorization, and for the value, paste in the token that you generated. So if you have lost it, you can go back, revoke the old one and create a new one. Now let's click send. Here you're going to see your website. So here is our ID. Let's copy that ID. Now let's open some text editor. You can open whichever you like. Here I'm going to add site ID. So we will need that one. And next we will need collection ID. I mean collection ID for apartments collection and collection ID for apartment features collection. How this is going to work? So using site ID, we are going to fetch all collections that belong to that website. Then we are going to find the ID of the specific collection we want to work with. In our case, it's apartments collection and apartments features collection. Then what API is going to allow us is to read all images and all apartment features from specific apartment collection. So there is no limit when it comes to API. In Webflow, we have limit of apartment features to 5 and we can display only 5 images. In the API, we do not have that limit. So that's why we are working with Webflow API. After we grab all the images and all the data that we need, in this case we need apartment features, we are going to send it back to our website and list it out on the front end. Maybe it's confusing a bit now, but it will become clear when we start actually doing it. So let's get back to Webflow's API documentation. Next we need collections, list collections. So we need to list collections. So we need this one here. Okay, up to here, copy. So this one. Let's go to Postman. Now I want to save this one. I don't want to lose it. So let's go here, click plus, and then paste here this one. But we need to replace the ID. That's the site ID. We copy site ID and then go here, delete this one and replace it with our site ID. Paste. And also we need to go to headers, authorization, and here we need to paste our key. Copy, we go here, paste, send it. Oh, I think I misspelled something. Okay, send it. There it is. We have collections, so we have, you see, we have apartments, apartments feature, neighborhood amenities, and we need apartments. So this is the ID for apartments, and also this is ID for apartments features. So let's copy this one, go back to our text editor. So that was apartments. And the other one is for apartment features. Now we have all IDs that we need. We can now close this Postman, we don't need it anymore. Next is to create Cloudflare account. So let's go to cloudflare.com. You can sign up to create account. I'm going just to log in because I have account already. I am logged in, and then let's go to workers and pages. So click workers and pages. Here you can create workers, so let's click create. Just click here hello world. Click deploy. Wait a bit. And now we have this link. So this is kind of like a micro application that has its own backend. So here we are going to write code that is going to call that API, and it's going to fetch all the data from Webflow and return it back to our website. You can click here and you will see hello world. Okay, but let's go back. Let's click this one here, and we need to install this tool. But prior to installing this tool, we need Node.js. Let's go to Google, type in Node.js and then go to download Node. Here, if you are on Mac, just click macOS installer, or if you are on Windows, just download Windows installer. So I'm on Mac, I'm going to download this one. When it's downloaded, just install it. It's very easy. It's installation wizard. You don't need to type anything into terminal or CMD or something like that. So it's really easy. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to do it. Now let's open terminal here on Mac, but on Windows you can open PowerShell or CMD. Here it is, and you can check your Node version. So type in node-v, enter. So this is my current version. If it says like command not recognized or something like that, try restarting your PC. Now we can install that tool. Here we are, go here. Let's copy this one. Paste it in terminal, hit enter. Let's wait for it to install. It should be quick. There it is, it's done. Let's go back to documentation. We can use this command to check the version. Let's do that. Paste it here, enter. There it is, everything is working. Let's go back, hit back here, go continue to project. This is our project name, so we are going to need this one. I'm going to pull the project from Cloudflare to my desktop. In order to do that, we need to log into Cloudflare. It's all automatic, so you don't need to worry about that. Here just click allow. Now we write the command to pull the project. Make sure you type the exact project name as it's in the web dashboard. If it asks you to install Cloudflare, enter Y for yes. After that, it will ask you if you want to use Git for version control, and we choose no here. When it's done, a new folder will be created on our desktop, and when we open it, you'll see the source folder where our code will be stored. Now using the terminal, let's navigate to the newly created folder. If we type ls-al, it will list out what we have in the directory, and that confirms that we are in the right place. The next step is to open your favorite code editor. That could be Notepad, Sublime, Visual Studio Code, PHP Storm, or whatever. I use PHP Storm, so I'll start that one. Now let's open the project using the code editor. Inside we have worker.js file where we are going to make our first change. Instead of hello world, we'll type in hello Takumi. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see better. When we do a change, of course, you need to save the file, but also we need to deploy the change to the Cloudflare. Therefore, we'll go back to the terminal and type npx wrangler deploy. When that's done, we can go to Chrome and visit the URL of our project and refresh the page. And we see the change. That's nice. Now let's do the real thing. I'm going to open my GitHub account where we have the necessary code. Everything will be down below in the description of this video, so you won't need to manually type the code, just copy paste and do minor adjustments. Now click on the multi-reference JavaScript file and copy the code. Go to your code editor and paste it. Let's go together through the code and I'll explain it briefly. First, the code is getting the slug of the single apartment from CMS. That's important in order for the code to look into a specific apartment and find appropriate multi-reference field for apartment features. Next, we have configuration variables to actually make this code work for your case and your website. Then we are making a request to Webflow's API to get data from Apartments CMS collection. Here we are using the slug that we grabbed above to match the specific apartment. After that, we are looking for the problematic multi-reference field that is limited in Webflow, but Webflow doesn't impose that limitation when it comes to API. When we have all data from the field, we need to make a request to Webflow API again, but this time to the Apartment Features CMS collection to grab the feature names that are associated with the specific apartment. And all those names are actually returned values and displayed to our project URL. But in order to make it work, we need to add configuration values for variables that we have in the code. So let's go back to our notes and first copy the ID of our main collection, which is apartments. Paste it in the appropriate place in the code. Now we grab the ID of the apartment features collection and paste it in the code also. Finally, we should know which multi-reference field has the limitation. We need that field's name. To find out that, we can do an API call to list out all collection items from Apartments collection, and there we'll be able to see the exact name of the field. In my case, it's features, and in your case, it will be something different. Copy that one and paste it in the code. One more last thing is to provide the Webflow API key to Cloudflare. Just type npx wrangler secret put Webflow API key in the terminal and hit enter. It will let you paste your key here and you're set. Now this part is done, we just need to deploy it to Cloudflare and test. Let me go to Postman and just grab a random slug from my collection in order to have something to test with. And we can open our URL where we add slug equals and then just paste the slug we copied. And it works! As you can see, it's listing apartment features that are associated with this specific apartment. Now we have just one step to do in order to make this actually work in Webflow. Let's go again to my GitHub repository and click the JS for Webflow file and copy the entire code. Next, open Webflow Designer and go to the page settings, scroll down to the place where we are going to add our code, and that will be right before closing body tag. Paste the code. Finally, we need to replace this part with the real URL. And this is now good. Save it and close. Let's add a text block element to the CMS collection item and pull the item slug to this field. This next step is very important. We need to add a slug class to this element. That's essential because JavaScript code is configured to get a CMS item slug using this class. After we are done with that, we need to add a div block element in which we are going to display all apartment features that we grabbed from the Webflow API. Navigate to settings and add a custom attribute named output, and for the value, pull the slug from CMS. And that's it, we are ready to publish the website and see how it works. Open the website and there it is, it's working. We have a list of apartment features displaying for each apartment. And as you can see, there is no 5 items limit as before. You might notice that this is not styled well, but that part is easy. Let's go back to the designer. First we are going to hide the slug element. Even if it's hidden, the functionality will stay. And in order to style our apartment features list, we just need to add a class to the div block we added earlier. The class could be named however you want, doesn't matter. Now open the page settings and add your CSS style. I'm going to do just basic styling to demonstrate that it's working. Let's save it and publish the website. Okay, when we check the website, it's looking better, styling is applied. Now it's on you to write proper CSS. Let me go back and delete this all delimited nested CMS collection as we don't need it anymore. Publish it again and confirm that everything is still working. Okay, now our next task is to display more than 5 images for the apartment. If you remember, we have this special apartment page where we want to display all the images of the apartment, but Webflow is limiting us only to 5. We can overcome this problem by doing a very similar thing to what we did before. Let's first add a text block for the slug. This is the same as what we did on our homepage. Now let's add the output div block element, also the same as what we did on the homepage. Go back to the homepage settings to grab the JavaScript code and paste it into special apartment page settings. Here we have to replace this URL with a new one that is going to handle images and communication to Webflow API in regards to that. The easiest solution is to create a new Cloudflare worker. Just repeat the process from the beginning of the video. Go to Cloudflare and click the Create button. Change the name of the worker if you want and click Deploy. When that's done, let's open the URL to check if it's working. Now go back to the terminal but with the worker's name. As we did earlier, we are going to pull the project to our desktop. Here we select no again. This is done. Let me open my code editor and select this new project. Again, in this worker file we are going to paste some code that you will be able to find in my GitHub repository. This time it's a multi-image.js file. Copy the entire code and paste it inside the worker file. Now again we need to change variable values. This time we are required to add just the main collection ID, which is Apartments CMS collection. Let's copy that from my notes. Doing the same process as the first time, we are going to find the problematic field name. In this case it's called images2. Copy that and paste it in the code. Now it's left to push the API key again, because this is a new worker and it requires the key. Finally, deploy the project. Okay, we are ready to test it. Open Chrome and refresh the page, but also don't forget to add a slug in the URL. And there it is, it's showing us images URLs. Now copy the main part of the URL and paste it inside Webflow. We are not yet done, just one minor thing to change. As the nature of our task has changed, we need to adjust the code. We are not playing with the text now, it's actually images, so we have to change p tag into img tag and text content to src attribute. That should be it. Let's save it, publish the website, and open the page. It's working. As we scroll, we can clearly see that there are more images than initially shown, so we were able to bypass Webflow's limitation once again. We can go back to the designer and delete all the images CMS element that we don't need anymore. And in order to better style images, I'm going to add a class to the output div element and write some basic CSS code. Save it, publish, and let's check the website. Great, it's looking better. And that's it for this video. I hope it was useful. Feel free to reach out over the LinkedIn or email. See you in the next video.